Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Linda Martinez Truax, and I am a licensed clinician with Oxnard College as well as an EOPS counselor. It brings me great joy today to connect with you guys as I've been talking with a lot of students, faculty, friends, neighbors, and a lot of us are having the same experiences and having the same questions and thoughts about social distancing, about this big change. And what I thought I'd put together is a check in because during this time we still need to check in with ourselves and we need to be good to ourselves during this time. And so I've looked at 6 questions that we can ask ourselves daily while we're doing this self quarantine. Because if we're sheltering in place, we also don't want to lose sight of wellness. Um, some of us are, having a difficult time with physical isolation and the sudden departure from familiar routines, and it can be jarring and it can be disorienting. Um, so, and many of us, our roles are also changing in the sense of like how many Zoom meetings have you been part of or trainings, or being now in a role of not only as an employee or a sister, a brother, a child, a mother, but being a teacher now to our kids. And let's just say that there's no common core happening here. There we're carrying the one. So I'm going to undo a lot of good teachers' work. But what I want to do is go through 6 questions and 6 questions that we can ask ourselves during this time. So, question number 1: what am I grateful for today? So, what am I grateful for today? And this question is about really looking at this new normal. What do I feel good about today? Each day's been a little bit different because I think initially things started off in panic and so on. The whole toilet paper situation, pretty panicky. But taking 2 minutes every day and just checking in with, what do I feel grateful for today? It could be something that you did, something that you cleaned, something that somebody told you. I know for me today was a little bit different. I think at first I was inundating myself with news, and today I saw things a bit differently, and that stemmed from a conversation I had with my daughter who was pretty anxious about, like, because again, the news and the internet really highlights kind of the negative things. But we talked about something, and I told her a quote from Mr. Rogers that I really liked. And it was when he talked about during a time of his life when he was little and he would see scary things on TV. And he talked about what his mother said to him. And she said to him, "Look for the helpers. You will always find people that are helping." So, in today's dose of gratitude, what I really looked at was just that. Like, I'm watching the mail delivery, the FedEx guy was just here a little bit ago, the grocery stores are open, nurses are working. Heck, we have students that just graduated this May who are on the front lines of nursing in these hospitals, doctors that are going to work every day, staff, janitors, cleaning. I mean, so much, so much. I know for me today, that is my true gratitude, is like, wow, to be able to have this opportunity to be home and the work that others are doing and what I can do with that. Question number 2: who am I checking in on or connecting with today? So, we're in a state of a pandemic, and I kind of look at things like I think the rules go out the window at this point in terms of, like, are there grudges? Are there old family feuds that are going on? Sometimes that grudge could be within a household, like not talking to a family member. My dad is as stubborn as they can get, and let me tell you, as machismo as he can be. And we were doing a frozen puzzle earlier, and I wish I would have got that on tape because that would have been something. But is it time to maybe FaceTime your mom or call your grandma, call your sister that's away? Sometimes we think that people that are the most effective are the ones that are the most emotional, but we all deal with things different. But sometimes just reaching out and saying to somebody, like, hey, I was just thinking about you and I want to make sure you're all right. Or, I was thinking about this time and how much that meant to me. Sometimes, too, the checking in is with somebody that is within our home, that maybe we haven't connected to very much. I had the pleasure of speaking with a student earlier who talked about doing a puzzle with her sister. And she said to me, she goes, I don't know her very well. She's like a cardboard box to me and just kind of has no depth. She said, but I know that's not the truth. It's just my perception of her. And I was like, what a wonderful opportunity to get to know her. Maybe say something like, hey, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Kind of starting there. What can we do? Are we checking on a neighbor? And just checking in. Number 3, what expectations of normal am I letting go of today? Every day is a new normal. Every single day. Right now, I'm in an RV doing my work because it's the only quiet place in my home. So a new normal is different for all of us. It's okay not to get to the inbox where it says 0, by the end of the day. New normal is Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting. A new normal is technology beeping every 5 minutes, it seems like, or being in streams of emails. A new normal is not being able to go to the sale at Ross or at Kohl's or Macy's. But they do have online stuff, The only lasting truth is change. And the faster we let go of expectations of normal, the faster we adapt. So in this new normal too, we got to kind of pick our battles. And we have to also recognize that if we're in homes with other people, that their new normal is different too. So what is it that you're letting go of today and that you're just okay with? I know for me, a new normal is cooking. Yeah, I said it, cooking. I'm not really a cooker, but I have been cooking all week, and that's way new for me. And I sadly will say that I think it's setting up unrealistic expectations for my spouse, thinking that this behavior will continue. So I probably got to scale it back a little bit. But, it's okay if the kids didn't learn anything today. I had to get really creative with the timeout spot. I had to put my spouse in timeout too, but that's a whole other story. But think about that. What expectations of normal am I letting go of today? Number 4, how am I getting outside today? Step outside, take a walk. We may not be able to see the ocean or walk through the redwoods or trail hike, but we can step outside of our home and just take a breath in. Like right now, I can hear the wind chimes. If I go in my backyard, I could smell some flowers. But just take a moment. Step out. Massage the tension in your jaw. Stare at the moon. I had a great moment yesterday with my daughter, my 4-year-old, and it was already like 10. And yes, she was still awake because, again, new normal. And we stepped outside and I was holding her and I looked at the moon and I'm like, baby, how much does mama love you? And I'm like, I love you all the way to that moon and all the way back. And she was just like, wow. So she started asking questions and we were looking at the stars and we just took a moment to do this new normal and just focus on what it is that was. And so what it is that we want to do is just look at, like, am I bringing the outside in? What am I doing? Can I bring flowers in? Can I bring something that's a semblance of nature in? Number 5, how am I moving my body today? Much of what we're doing is online or on our phone, but we got to get moving. If you have a house that has stairs, commit to using the bathroom upstairs. Do some push-ups or some lunges. I love what Ross and EOPS did. He did this video of exercising. It was exhausting watching it, but it was a good workout. But it is good to keep your body moving. Take a 10-minute walk around the block. Do some jumping jacks. Get the kids involved. Get them moving too. Get them away from the iPads and so on. Get the body moving. Even going in, using mindfulness, like, stretching, the arms, stretching the fingers, going in, releasing tension, doing like a guided meditation. Got to get the blood flowing. The last one, which I really like, is number 6. What beauty am I creating, cultivating, or inviting in today? I had a really nice talk with a student earlier who talked about always being intimidated of creating, like creating art. And she said that she went out and bought some acrylics. And then she just decided to look up some videos and try some how-tos. She's like, oh my gosh, Linda, I've had so much fun. She said, I don't know what I'm making, but it's great. I did the same thing myself. I did a tutorial to draw an eyeball, and it was so fun. I mean, and you can do things, you know, again, the rules go out the window, no judgment, just do something. You know, what are you creating? We're living in one of the great historical moments of our lifetime, you know, and are we jotting down this experience? It's scary, yes, you know, but we can also exercise creativity, and we can also do this even in the midst of devastation and change. And what is it that you want to do? What is it that you'd like to try? Like maybe singing a song. I was in the backyard the other day just to get something, and I had this kind of beat in my head, and I was just, you know, like in my head, just kind of beating, and then I started dancing, and, you know, my moves were okay. They were all right. And I heard the door open, so I immediately stopped. And then I thought, why am I stopping? You know, so I kept going, and my mom kind of looked at me like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm great. You know, but let's not stop our singing anymore. Let's dance to a tune that we don't even know, and let's sing the version of the songs. We'll call them remixes. Let's draw our dreams. Let's get out there and pull some plants and pick some oranges and put them out for neighbors. But what beauty are you creating? So the 6 things that we're looking at, and I will bring these up right now just to bring you back to it, are these things right here. These are the daily quarantine questions. What am I grateful for today? Who am I checking in on or connecting with today? What expectations of normal am I letting go of today? How am I getting outside today? How am I moving my body today? And what beauty am I either creating, cultivating, or inviting in today? So today I invite you in and gave you a little snippet of day to day. I hope that you are well. I am so grateful for friends and colleagues and family and neighbors, and again, the helpers. I mean, I am just in awe of those that are doing during this time. So be well, take care, and I'll continue to make some other videos. So be well.